Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. It is a Tuesday. There are substantive changes to this lineup, and Sutton's even decided to make a bunch of changes. And so excited to get into it. Optimistic, right? That's the goal. And W&G, this thing's going to be a curse. And it it works every time I test it, and then I end up with it loading. So I apologize for those of you on the East Coast. I got the time wrong on the graphic. I hope that didn't throw anybody off. That's on me, not changing it to PM. But I would like to think that most people know 3:45 in the morning. That would be a really early start, like a 9 o'clock start over there. So let's get into this one. And yeah, sorry, Dale, about the reminder, but that's the benefit of clicking the notifications button. If you do that, before we get started, exciting news. We're going to wrap this up as soon as the game is over. Jump over to another link that's there for the after 90 minutes after call-in show, which will have a link. I will provide it at the end. It'll be in the description of that new channel, allowing anybody to jump in and log in and do their thing. And why is the Colchester Grimsby one all off? See, it's just fascinating stuff. Problems all over the place. We will see what happens with that scoreboard. In any event, we'll get into the lineup changes. So the Racecourse Ramble, Matt's going to be joining us for a dual stream. So it'll be on his channel. It'll be on this channel. It'll be you, us, whoever calls in, whether they be international fans or they be people who are in Sutton, in Wrexham, watching wherever they're at. You'll get the opportunity to log in and we'll figure it all in. Let's get into the lineup here, and I'll just bring it up so that it doesn't roll through as we chat about it. But it's a fascinating lineup. There are a bunch of changes, and so let's do this. Hold on. A little bit rough getting started when you've got work commitments, and they do their thing. So the lineup on the back line, interesting that Tozer's out, which moves O'Connell, who I've been critical of, but had a great game in the last one, actually, to be fair to him, and was man of the match provided by the commentators. He's drawing in the middle. Max coming in on the left side, Boyle on the right. I'm hoping one of the things that I think we did well in the last match was that we were still against Bradford. We were still able to push through the middle, and that gave me some confidence that we were going to be able to do so on a go-forward basis. And so let's hope that those three gentlemen are not going to be playing hoofball, and we're going to be able to move the ball forward. Boyle surprising a little bit, but this may be his opportunity to get in. The rumors are that Tom is on the mend. He was potentially available for this one. So seeing O'Connor coming back in, we haven't won since he's been injured. So that's important. Interesting couple of stats. Palmer, when he starts, we've never lost, despite the criticisms that he gets. O'Connor, when he starts, in the last four, we've lost all while he's been away. Boyle is an interesting one. Look, I think he's still a solid defender. I think he's got qualities. And I think this is, if you're going to put him in a lineup, a team that he would work well with, because Sutton does not generate a lot of chances through the floor. Hey, Dylan, doesn't generate a lot of chances through the floor, and they're mostly through corners and crosses. And so you're going to want to have people who are strong in the air. And I think O'Connell in the middle and Boyle assisting facilitate that. And you need to have somebody for our set pieces if you're taking Hayden out of the lineup. I haven't heard anything about an injury, so I imagine it's just the change. Bolton over Barnett, that's interesting to me. You got to give Bolton a run. I think that's fair. Barnett, though, to me was the best player, most threatening player in the game against Bradford City. So that'll be interesting. The midfield stays exactly the same. The big interesting factor for me is more what happened with the substitutes, in that Youngie is drawing in over Jones and Davis. I'm not sure. That would be my selection, but interesting in any event. And then up front, Mullen gets a spell. And there were people who were saying, Brandon and I included, that, no criticism of Mullen. He still has all the quality, all the characteristics, whether he's off, he's not getting there, whatever the circumstances. We got Marriott for a reason. It makes sense to potentially give Mullen a break and then bring in Fletcher in, because you need that push. You know what? I'm happy with the shakeup. I don't know what you guys think. I don't think it's necessarily Merritt over Mullen, W&G, but I get the sense. we've got 6 games coming up, and you're not gonna run the same 11 out all the time. And so to me, giving Marriott a shot early to see what he can do makes some sense. Always getting the circle of death on my feed, it makes me nervous as the lineups are being posted. Before I get to the statistics, and I don't know what your thoughts are on the lineup, if you have any major criticisms. To me, the biggest two shocks, McLean getting the armband. That's fascinating to me. I would have thought potentially Lee, even Evans, potential options, but going with McLean and his leadership for this one, and it should be interesting. We'll see what happens. He's a fiery guy, so hopefully maybe he fires up the gang. We'll see what happens. The opposing lineup, a couple of changes from what they had in their last game. 4 changes, in fact. Smith is in and wearing the armband. The last 2 games they had the substitute Angle, who was in playing up front. So that'll be interesting to see. Hart's on the bench, bringing in Beautyman. If I remember Sutton, I mean, Good Life, he looks like a flanker in rugby. He's just massive, as they had a massive, and I thought it was Beautyman, but I haven't gone back to check it, who was the other large center back that they had in the back. So they're going with that lineup again, maybe because they're anticipating that aerial attack from us and want to secure that. I don't know. Moore is in for Duke. McKenna, not sure. The quality, names don't ring a bell, but they've made 4 changes as well. We've made 4 changes. So there's moves all over the place. And that maybe that was the goal. Maybe that was the goal, Brendan, was the people that I criticize have been doing really, really well. So let me just say that our whole team sucks. And let's just get that out there to try and spin this in our favor. It's been an interesting week. Let me bring the stats up, and then we'll talk about what's coming up again with the reminder of the after 90 minutes and all that sort of stuff. I'll bring up, probably need to shut this one down first, take the roster off just temporarily, and I think I have to move over to this side and bring up the stats to compare. There are 2 stats to draw into consideration here that stand out, and that is the shots per 90 on target. Sutton's the lowest in the league. Their shots per 90 target against, they're 17th in the league. So they don't generate a lot of shots. They allow a lot of shots. I remember there being a lot of blocks previously. They basically set their center backs and line them up in the back, park the bus, and we go forward. And they try to hold on. Nervous in that I think if we don't score early, and the longer this game goes without a goal, the more concerned that the team might get, the more jittery things might become. And so I think what ails us here is potting one early and moving forward. Save percentage, again, they have a lot of blocks, not a lot get through that back line when they park the bus, but neither of their goalkeepers has done exceptionally well this year, ranked lowest in the league. So let's look to try to fill the net. As far as what we can expect for them coming forward, not a lot of passes from them. We're mid-table, and I think, to be fair, we have games that are Jekyll and Hyde. We either build through the middle and you see a lot of passes, or it's hoofball city and we're doing a lot of long balls, and you can see that where we're middling numbers in the league on both. We're not really have a high number of passing. We don't have a large amount of long balls. We're in the middle of the club, and I think that makes sense, but every game seems to be different. For them, their source of coming forward appears to me to be really those crosses combined with a little bit of the long ball. They're actually 26.5 per match. Is that 19th. So not the highest, but they definitely work towards the corner, and that's why I think our back line is appropriate. Bolton is really good. From all of the accounts, I agree with you. From all the highlights, I agree with you. Haven't really seen it, but he hasn't really had a run. So we'll see. Moles and Lees need to end the drought. Absolutely with you, Raymond, on that one. There's the stats for where we're at with it. Excuse me, something to consider. Oh, 2 interesting things. I don't know if you've caught it. Chickens on the Run, Chickens on the Loose, the Bradford City podcast took to my goal announcement that was maybe a little bit heated. blasted the fan reaction out there, and I think it's probably upwards of 15,000, 20,000 views. So getting a little bit of love, it appears, from the Bradford fans, or a chuckle. Either way, I think it's great. Send it out there and have a couple of laughs at that one. The big news, yeah, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to enjoy the game. Hopefully it's a positive one. I'm optimistic. I want to, like, we played well last game. We deserve to win it, as frustrating as it was. Smash and grab, stolen, theft, however you want to describe it. We played well, and I'm hoping that we can do that again, and we get to march forward. I'm going to try and do one thing with respect to that column, and I'm going to try to delay the load time, to see if that's going to rectify things as we toy with the technical gremlins. And then after the match, wrap it up, jump over to another link. It's in the bio. It's also available on the Racecourse Ramble. The two of us are going to be sitting there online. He's watching from home, Matt is. I don't know if he's going to join us for the watch party or not, but it should be exciting to have the simultaneous stream of the match reactions, and we're going to try to quarterback things. If you want to jump on, you can do that. Have a chit chat with one of us, two of us. We're just going to roll with it. Expect some gremlins. Dylan with the bold prediction, 4-1. I'm not going to go that bold because I know how Sutton plays, and they don't necessarily allow a lot of goals because they end up parking the bus. So I'm going to say 2-0. I don't think Sutton has the ponies to come forward. I think Ogonko's got the capacity to deal with them, and even with the questions in the back line, that's where I'm at. So let's go with what you say. Yeah, not a lot of Boyle love. See, when he came originally in, I was really excited, and he looked solid, and then it's kind of been a steady decline since then. I'm hoping he finds his form. And away we go. Chris, pleasure to have you here. Lots of Wrexhamites, I expect. The game is available on iFollow because there's no streaming issue, but I think for a lot of people, they end up not watching and trying to catch it through other sources. Brendan's saying he likes the 4-1. Swirly's 2-0. You know what? 3 points has to happen here. Let's just be honest. That's got to be how it is. And I don't care how we get there. You guys, like, I thought I was optimistic. You guys are blowing it out of the water. Let's I'm going to load something up. I may get a frame rate decline here for a second, but I want to bring it up so that I can add some chat or add some polls, and I forgot to set that up. So let me go ahead and try and do that here. But man, what else? What other predictions? I've seen a couple 2-0s. I've seen a 4-1, and I've seen a 5-1. You guys are going to have to let me know. Is everybody this confident? Because that's a massive shout to go 5-1. 13 minutes away, lots of lineup changes to talk about. Feel free to throw your comments out there. I'm going to try one more thing to see if I can do it without blowing up my computer. And I can do it. So let's do a poll while we're at it, and say score predictions. And I won't be able to put all of them in. So what we're going to go with is we're going to go with a narrow win. One to 2 goals. Whoops, sorry for about that hitting the mic. A blowout win. And let's do greater than 3 goals. And let's do a draw and a loss. And you guys can put in your selections into the poll as we start to see that. That's a backhanded compliment if I've ever seen one. Swirly, if Sutton sits back, Boyle might play well, hopefully. I think this is a game that's set up for his strengths, right? He's a guy who's solid in the air. He might struggle a little bit with guys coming direct at him, and so we'll see where it's at. Yeah, Andrew, I'm with you. And we've played 5 times in Sutton, and we've had a blank sheet 3 times against us. Like, we haven't scored in 3 games, and we've never scored more than 1 there. Ooh, did I blow everything up with the load time? We'll see what happens, and if this continues. If it does, I'm going to have to shut this one down and bring it up intermittently. But we'll leave the poll up, and we'll see how that does with the frame rate as we figure out what this machine can handle and can't handle going through the season here. Hey, Grizz, it's a pleasure having you. Welcome back. It's been a while for sure. Marriott, Fletcher, McLean, all of them will terrorize. See, that's where I'm at with it. Is the joy of the depth of this team is when you end up having to pull off somebody with the quality of Moles. And let's be honest, he's got it. He's still an exceptional player. Is we've got answers to it. So, and I don't have Mark on the iFollow. I haven't seen. Did he not make the trip down? No, Kim, that's what Andrew highlighted, is only no more than 2, but Dale says there's the answer for you, is we're doing it tonight. Lots of confidence. Did we just completely forget? We took the blue pill and we forgot everything that happened on Saturday. I like it. Yeah, that's that's the outcome. Why did I pull the phone out? And that was to, I can't remember. Oh, I was checking what if we know where Mr. Griffiths is today, or something just going on. Mark Griffiths, Disney. Does he say he's not there? I didn't see a tweet. I don't see one there. But it is what it is. We'll get somebody else chirping away in the air, and that's okay. Is that in the last 5? Why did I saw the stats or was that a cup match as well? I was talking league games. I think it was the 5 last league games. We haven't scored more than 1 and been clean sheeted twice. But in any event, that's the sort of positivity I'm looking for, is we're going to get a win no matter what. I tend to agree with you, but I do want to get one early just to settle us back. Schools are on holidays this week in Wales. I had no idea, and maybe that brings in some more young people. Look, if you're new to the channel, before we get started, a couple of things as reminders. First, while you're here, go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can participate in the chat. I do that to filter out any of the negative garbage, people having to wait a minute to do it. That's the reason why it's set up. But hit the notification button, let the algorithm know that we're here, and do their thing. Hey, Ruth, I'm hoping that this is a fire up, and I'm hoping that we come out and I anticipate a press from Sutton at the start that we normally see? Not necessarily. I think this is going to be I think this is going to be us moving forward, and the war of attrition, which has been Wrexham's calling card, sort of breaking teams down with consistent attack, has been where we've been successful. And I'm hoping that's the case again. We shall see. So now we get to pull in all of the teachers, the students, and everybody else. So it should be. Look, the other thing is, if you haven't been here before and it's your first time, you're going to be watching this. If you are watching it on iFollow, you're going to be watching this ahead of where I am on the watch party. Follow the clock, no spoilers. That's the absolute message. Everybody kind of comes here and wants to be able to, if they're not streaming it, they wait for the raw reaction. If it shows up in the chat and somebody says goal or great save or that's not a penalty, then it sort of interferes with the enjoyment. So let's try and scope that one down. And my exact thoughts is Stephen Davis. And also just a reminder, after this one, we'll be jumping off after 90 minutes. Cue yourself up, make yourself pretty, do your hair or put on a hat or do whatever. Join us on, express your views and what your thoughts are, where you watched, where you took this one in. And hopefully we might even be able to catch some people from Sutton, maybe, who were sitting there watching this one, or some fans, and have a chat. Looks like the narrow win leading the poll so far. I'm down for this one. I don't know why. I think this is hopefully the start of the resurgence, the push forward. The games that are above, Stockport's a big one. Mansfield's a good one. Cruz sort of entered into the mix here, obviously. And then so some points are going to be taken away. Do we dare cheer for Newport over Notts? I don't think that game's as important, but we'll see what ends up happening there. As the scoreboard's ticking around and it's kind of sporadic and doing its thing. Excited to get into it. Players still not out on the pitch. I guess we're 5 minutes away. They tend to come out later and later, I found. I thought earlier in the season everybody was out there early. I'm surprised at the limited amount of immediate warm-up time that they take before they go out there. And a couple of things. If you're looking for a let's plug other social media content creators. The wife and Wrexham do their podcasts, and they're also on YouTube. I, to be fair, haven't listened to all of them. I try to catch everyone, but they came out with one post the Bradford City one, and it was probably their best one. And so if you wanted to go and watch one where, it's a sufficient amount of positivity, it's a sufficient amount of criticism, and I thought they did a really good job on that podcast. So go ahead and take that one, and I'll push that one. Ruthless Wrexham, on the push Wrexham, war of attrition, wear down that back line. We're going to get frustrated at times. We're going to get chances. Hopefully we bury one, but if we don't, just keep wearing them down. It's interesting watching the management strategy of Sutton. They do a lot of halftime subs. And so that's an extra window if you should choose to use it. The window doesn't count. Hawaii. Do I have Hawaii on my list? I don't think I do. I'm going to write that one down. As we go through, if you are looking to watch it, and this counts for the UK people because you're not going to be blocked because it's not Saturday and subject to the embargo, but the link is down there to go and join on iFollow. So go ahead and do that if you wish so that you can follow along with this match in Sutton. And what I will do while we're also waiting is bring up the ticker for the countries that we don't have. These are the countries that we do have down on the list below. So if you're not from there, I'm still looking for France, still looking for Portugal, which are the countries in Western Europe that I think are the last ones left other than the small ones, Luxembourg, Andorra. And so if you're watching from wherever you are and you don't see your country down there, add it to the list. Let us know where you're from. I think we're up to 50 now, and I've added Russia, but I didn't add Switzerland to that list. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I was sleeping at the wheel. And I believe with Switzerland, that made it our 50th country that has had somebody join while watching from there. So, oh, come on. Things don't want to work. A disciplined performance, Dale says, all around. G-Zone 2.0, thanks for joining us. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. I mean, I brought the stats up earlier. If you're logging in late, they don't get a lot of shots, lowest in the league. 3 shots on target per 90 is their average. So we're almost double them in that regard. So we'll see. Deandra, thanks for logging in. Happy Tuesday, Sharon, as everybody's checking in. The familiars are here, the nice little community. My brother-in-law messaged me and said he'd watched the Bradford City one largely because he saw me on social media and said, it's a nice little community we've got. And that's that's the language that's been used. Matt used it from Race Course Ramble. My mom uses it when she talks about everything. Hi, Mom, if you're watching on a Tuesday. And so Yeah, Scott, I'm surprised by that one and France, but I also heard maybe as the players are coming out, we're rocking the black today, black versus yellow. France hasn't had the second season of Welcome to Wrexham yet, and so they were frustrated. They were like, the third season's coming out, and we don't even have the first season in our or the second season in our pocket to watch. So I'm gonna bring up FOTMob while we're here. FOTMob Wrexham to give us the momentum tracker, the stats trackers. We go through all sorts of different numbers in a different lineup, and it's going to be there. Yes, the embargo. And Swirly answered that one for you, Dylan. There is a blackout on all football, whether it be English or European, anywhere for 3:00, unless you have TV rights to try to force people to either go to the games or watch whatever is the limited stuff that they've got coverage for. So, Travis, pray to who you need to pray to, rub whatever you need to rub, put your lucky underwear on, get ready to go to the bog. Whatever it is you need to do to draw yourself a dub on this one, that's our job from wherever we are to pull that one out. Interesting, 2,253 votes on FOTMob for the outcomes. 2/3 say Wrexham win, 18% say a draw, 16% going with the Sutton win. I wouldn't put money on a win, but hopefully I didn't jinx it by throwing that one all out there. Rock Chick, thanks for joining us again. Oh, Deandra, that's the saddest message I've seen in a while. That is heartbreaking. The giraffe is hilarious. Oh, I'm missing that the moniker. I've opened a beer already for the goal celebration. I will say nobody's mentioned this, but since I created all of the goal videos, only one goal. I feel like I may have jinxed it. Matthew 1864, how are you? Pulling in lots of new people today, lots of returnees from previously in the season, and so that's great. As the man, they are just large. Like, look at the size of that guy compared to McLean. Do I have it rotating through? And he's up front, isn't he? He is. That I don't know. I don't believe in the jinx. I'm not wearing the away jersey. I went with the black. So that superstition number 1 changed. Superstition number 2 is I get to give an honest assessment and see where we're at with it. Andrew's begging, stop mentioning it. Yeah, Good Life is just a unit. And Smith, man, just tanks. Maybe that's why we had to bring Boyle in, is we just needed the size to be able to compete with them, as they're not afraid to bring it. Looking to have the start. Marriott standing in the breeze. We're going to go from right to left on your computer screen. Sutton from left to right. Or sorry, we're going left to right on your computer screen. Sutton from right to left. Oh, and we're underway, and I didn't click the button. So drawing forward. The first hoofball of the match, and it's a threat in the box. Pulled down, no call. Whoo, we will take it. Let's get going. Although I didn't like the hoofball, I would have rather belt up. But Marriott getting that chance early on. And I'm a little bit behind as we're sitting at the 21st second. One more nudge and away we go. 23 seconds, so that's where I am. Feel free to, I'll give it one more bump. Feel free to give it a bump if you need to match your I follow to where I am. Is I follow between 2 defenders just trying to get there. Could not get a foot on the ball. But that's the first shot at it. Much lower latency. I will take it. I don't know if it's a Tuesday thing. I know my computer's working a little harder than it normally does, as Ogonko starts things with the long kick down and headed back. I just don't like, with the size of their center backs and the size of their players in generally, can we put it through the floor, please? Okonkwo, long clear off the half volley on the floor. I just don't like this game to start, but it's early days and everybody trying to get settled in. Not indicative of a strategy as much as it is just circumstance. Sutton with it, dispossessed by McLean, immediately throws it down to try and catch him off, and Marriott not able to collect it. Long ball after long ball, both sides. Boyle hooks it in, headed away by O'Connell. Whew. Ryan, thanks for joining. What's up with Mullen? I think it's just a spell. Oh, as I'm going to get some latency as my feed does the spin of circle. You'll have to tell me if you're dealing with that, if you're watching iFollow, or if it's just an in-house issue. 143. Yeah, I went all the way back, so I'm going to have to bump this forward to go live. So just give me a second here. As I've now gone 20 seconds behind. Yikes. Loading. See, that's the problem with the latency, I guess. It doesn't like it, and now it's doing the spin of circle. So, Will Chad, they beat Knots earlier. They did. Was it 8-0? I thought it was 6-0. I can't recall. But I don't expect us to fill the net. I expect us to do war of attrition type stuff. And I am still getting the circle spin. Mildly concerning. Hard to do a watch party if you're going to go long stints without the game going. But let's hit the refresh button. Internet connection's all working. Can swap to the other one if I have to. We'll see what ends up happening. Everything's shut down on that laptop, so it should be working. And we're back. 3:13, so I've lost a little bit of time on that, but that's fine. No magic so far. Ball's still just, it is in the air, in the air, in the air for the first 2 minutes that I watched. And as soon as I come back, it's Sutton kick it in the air, we kick it in the air, Sutton kick it in the air. Tranmere goes up. Is that what we're announcing? Just nobody settling this down right now. O'Connell back in his own zone goes and just kicks it out. The pressure too much. And we'll set up our defense here with a throw in 25, 30 yards out. So far, it's Sutton's louder, if it matters for the fans in the stadium. Long throw into the area, easily headed away, pushing the back there, no call, and Sutton's able to get the ball as the header went a little awry. Right when the header was made, pushing the back, and so the ball, obviously not controlled, went out. But we got to throw. Let's build through the floor, please. Can we build through the floor, please? Hey, Alex, nice to see you. Well, thanks for joining. That would have been my luck. And I would have had strong words for the iFollow people. Long throw, going to take another one. Max taking that one. I don't remember seeing Smith in the first game because I remember how large Goodlife was in the center backs, and seeing Smith run around there. Giveaway. Just a mess so far. Just a mess. This is no control of the ball. Both teams just sort of giving it away. Both teams with nominal chances and opportunities going forward. And there's a long play forward, hoofed one way off a Wrexham player, the other way. Just, we're playing ping pong over the midfield stripe. And Okonkwo bowls it. I like that. Put it through the floor, and Cleworth looking forward. Long ball again. Long ball in return. O'Connell battle. And he got a corner. Come on. The only position that he had was to try and earn the corner. It was going out, and you either frame him off entirely out front, or you back away when you know it's going out. And Smith able to get a foot on it, bang it off of him, and they get a free corner. I like that whisper. from their left, going to be an in swinger. Lots of big bodies in that box, and here it comes. It's loose, it's nudged, and it's cleared up into the air, and it's going to go for another corner. Flicked over top, I believe that was from Evans. Loose ball. That was close enough to goal. Ogonko, I think, should have just taken that one. I'm surprised that he didn't. I'm going to watch on the replay here as to why he didn't get forward. Yeah, he never came forward to get that, and instead Evans just skyballs it. Put in another flat entry, not through the air, cleared out, and here come the black jerseys, headed back to their cornerback, and they'll gain possession and look to try to push the ball forward as their center backs retreat. 3 goals. Yeah, we're back to Salford right now. And lots of pressure from Sutton right now. It does say the momentum meter's with us. Through the middle right there and then pulled down. And that's got to be a free kick. The ball. Yellow card. Bolton's pace earns a yellow card. Definitely a foul. I'm not sure if necessarily yellow. I guess the question being is, do you think Bolton had an opportunity? I think the ball was away before the foul occurred. Yeah, the ball was away before the foul occurred, and because he put it so far forward, I don't think it was as threatening as it looked. Matt Davis, how are you? Welcome. The Racecourse Ramble here, who will be joining for after 90 minutes. It could be embarrassing if we lose today, and so far the performance not what I would like to see. That was the first push through the ground and on the floor, and it worked. Getting a free kick, high line, pushed forward. It's there. Fletcher does get a shot away, but blocked, and expect a lot of blocks to come forward. Fletcher still digging, and it's in the air. Handball? No shout for it, but it looked like 11 chicken wing that one down. T-Rex. Sutton advancing forward down the right side, across the midfield stripe. We're all back. I'm with you, John. That's my sentiment is I want to see that attrition, that constant pressure, that build through the floor, the stuff that after that Stockport loss we did consistently for like 5, 6, 7 games. I don't want to see the return to the hoofball. Well done by George holding off the defender there, earning himself a throw-in. Oh, we didn't get the throw-in. I thought that went off the defender, but George lost that one up against the line, and it's going to be a Sutton throw-in. Yeah, I remember you talking about, and I don't know if you had the draw for the coach tour, but would have been a fun one. But man, 4 hours on a Tuesday, even for Canadians who are used to the long travel, that's still a long journey, and especially in England and through England, where your drive time's always slowed down the traffic much heavier here. But yeah, lots of grabbing, lots of long balls, lots of ping pong. Nobody's still getting settled in this one as we have an opportunity here. And Lee drawing it back and looking for options, brings it over to the sideline and kind of trapped himself and lost the ball. I like the fact that he looked. I don't like the fact that no options were available for him. Sutton into the corner, looking for a cross into the box. And that's got to be... Am I not seeing this? Because the announcer ended up saying that goes for a corner kick. That's twice now where I'm fairly confident that it was bounced off of a Sutton player, and I thought that Bolton had done enough there, or was it Marriott? 11 and 17 might take a while for me to get used to spotting those numbers. Corner, high, looping ball. Ogonko, almost an Olympico, going for. They're parried away, but still in the box and loose. It's still loose. Lee with it, flicks it forward to McLean, running for the ball to keep it in, draws it back, and let's settle. Numbers forward, Lee, bad first touch, but able to gain possession back through Boyle, over to O'Connell. O'Connell through the floor, up through the middle, but given away. Trouble. Looking, good save. Ogonko's still there, parried away. Ogonko doing all the work. All the work. Shout for the penalty, but I don't think it was there. I'd like to see that on the replay, as that was Boyle coming back with Smith on his shoulder. Still threatening into the area, and it's going to go for a goal kick. Oh, it's going to go for a Sutton corner. I do want to see this. Big, huge parry. Boyle coming in. I don't see that as a penalty. That was the ball is away. Boyle went in for a stab. And he tripped over as much the goalkeeper who just finished, Ogonko, who just finished making the save. Yeah, he punched that away to play the ball and got him with the arm. That's not a penalty. Ugly, ugly, ugly start. Under pressure, in swinger. Oof. That hit the crossbar off of the corner. That's two. They're playing them really, really tight here, looking for those scramble plays, it looks like. And Ogonko's got to go out and get a little bit more onto the ball. Big bodies all over the place, standing right in front of Ogonko. Heesh. I say we build through the floor, but right now we're struggling to get it through to the midfield. Lee's had it with limited options. That push through from O'Connell was a turnover. We've got to find that connection. Yeah, Dale, and that's what Lee tried to do, and he ended up just walking it over to the end line. The sideline, and wasn't able to maintain it. Long ball in, parried away by the collection of large bodies, but we gain it here. Evans gets it. Long kick, kicked way out. Scott's watching the Tranmere game? Oh, is it on TV? Or did we pay for iFollow? I don't know, but feel free to keep us updated on how that one goes. Yeah, I didn't think Stockport made a lot of changes, but they do play a certain style, right? The thing is they don't get a lot of shots, averaging 3 on target per game. It's just hoofball back and forth. O'Connell with it, tried to get it through the ground, no options. And so this one was sort of by default, but gets it to Fletcher in the corner. Can he keep it in? No. Throw in. Saw Bolton behind him. Fletcher tried to flick it back to him, couldn't get it to him. And it's a long ball immediately. They're going to put our back line under pressure by just thumping it down the pitch. Turnover. Lee up to Cannon. That was not a good pass to Cannon, and he ends up, Crew takes the lead over Stockport. That's helpful. Not a good pass from Lee over to Cannon, over too far to his right. He went to try and collect it and didn't get it. It wasn't clean. Got there just before and got pulled down, so got the foul and a quick free kick and just a giveaway. Come on. Just possession, giveaway, possession, giveaway. That's two giveaways on O'Connell. One from a set piece, one from open play. One, I won't call it a giveaway on him because he had no options and tried to give it away, but not after such a great performance against Bradford. Not a good start for him here. But then, as everybody knows, I might be a little bit extra critical of O'Connell and take that for what it's worth. Tranmere up 2-1 is there on a goal fest already. Thank you, W&G, by the way, for updating those scores as much as they're rolling through. And we've pulled up the Leeds-Swansea game as the 12th game that we watched, the extra non-League 2 game. Wrexham leading the chant, but Sutton with possession and control. Pushed out, Okonkwo grabs it, and can we get settled in? Scott, that sounds like torture. This hoofball thing's not working. These long kicks, and I know Ogonkwo from the free kick pushing forward, but not able to hold anybody up just because of their size. So they're spinning it back the other way. They're working down the right side, looking for things. The benefit is if it gets stuck in the midfield, we've done well at dispossessing them. The question is when they push it through the back line, as they do now on the right-hand side, they are able to get some threat in. Hooked back, going to go for a goal kick. Oh, boy. 56% passing to start. That screams Salford again. We were up to 76% against Bradford. And that sums it up. Ogonkwo gets it back into play, and just Fletcher there, but around 2 center backs. But fortunately, they put it out, and we get some possession. Let's get it into the midfield here. Let's get it into the midfield. Max with the throw in, long throw in, looking for the forwards. Overplayed, bounces over top. Marriott not able to get it, and then commits a foul, and they throw it the other way. Not much in that, to be fair. I thought that was a flop. If the flop counter gets a nudge, I would understand it. Brendan in control of the flop counter, something us North American fans aren't fans of. Friendly reminder, if you are joining us late, and I will bring it up down below, is iFollow's the way to pull it up. There's the login information if you wanted to be able to catch this one as they push it forward. Cannon, touch it. Good, well done at taking possession and gets it forward. Looped it back in. It was going out of play. And so that was Bolton. That 7-1 looked too familiar on the back at first instance. Evans through the middle, but not able to connect. And so a giveaway to Sutton. Just scrambled, doesn't matter where it's through the floor or through the air. It's just a bit of a mess. Sutton with possession, doing much better at being able to find a way to control the ball and try to look for options as they draw it back to their center backs. Brilliant. Giveaways by both sides and all over. That's what we're for, making friends. Hopefully no bruises. Control through the midfield. I like it. Left side with some space. Draws it back. Lee looking for the center backs. I think that was pushed a little bit too far back, but everybody's spreading out. Evans over to, or sorry, not Evans. That was Boyle over to O'Connell, and he just hoofs it. And too far, and it's a giveaway out to the right. Thank you very much. 4 turnovers, O'Connell. 18 minutes in. If this is strategy, change it. Control through the midfield. Evans up to Cannon, pushing forward. Finds over to McLean. Swung into the box, swung into the area. It's there, clicked away. Well done by Sutton, center backs, to be able to knock that away. And here they come on the counter. 3 men forward for Sutton, 4 men. We've got 5, 6 back. Well done by Mr. McLean. Running back, tackling it, getting out of bounds. Whoo. Interesting. On the Sunday, so maybe we bring Brendan back in, Brendan, and you end up tag teaming this with us if the interaction is welcome. I'm all for it. I think the best interaction I had is advocating for Marriott, both of us on board with Marriott coming in for Mullen, and or at least assuming that that's what Mullen would do to change things up. O'Connell, that was a clearance, so we won't. And very necessary, and actually well done by O'Connell to get that into the center of the pitch, where he gave us a threatening chance for a possession, but we don't have it. 21 kilometers an hour. That would be a message not to go through the air, wouldn't it? See if we can see a flag. Looks like the wind's coming against us if you're looking at the linesman's flag. The touchy. 53% in passing. 4 corners so far. Whatever's in this might need to work. Yeah, and that was an interesting one because the Knots match, I don't know who to cheer for and who to support. Who do we want to win what we want for an outcome? Ball's in play, headed away up by Max, George, but they come screaming in and knock it out, and we're going to get a throw in. Still scrambly play. even under attack, Sutton not really able to connect within the final third, but they are able to push through the midfield. And so far for us, the only threat we've had is these long hoof balls. Long ball, touch poor, kicked out, just rinse, repeat. Had it away, they'll do another touch, another 10 yards closer to goal. Yeah, something has to change. Now we are, it looks like, against a 21-kilometer-an-hour wind, as that goes out for a free kick. O'Connell, well done framing that one up. Knots on Newport. Part of me wants Newport to cool its jets. Part of me doesn't care because I don't think they're going to get there anyway. So I don't know what to do with. I think I want to draw on that one. Ogonkwo with it. Into the wind. Fletcher under it. Well done with the first touch. Immediately headed down to the ground and then flicked up into the air again. Fletcher with it. Right side. Can we get some magic and some work here? Marriott all the way forced back and then kicks it back and he misses everybody in the center backs. Not good. Not good. Kept into play, but in the corner and the only option that's available for us. And what a ugly, ugly demonstration that was. So Marriott kicks it all the way, gets it over against the end line. Boyle's able to get over there and rescue it, and he immediately punches it out, and they're going to get a throw 20 yards out, looking to get a long one into the penalty area. Just ugly. Into the air. Uh-oh, we put it up, straight up, and it's still there in the box. Cleared away. Midfield scramble. Somebody just went down there. Was that a head clash? Marriott standing. I don't know if that was a head clash or something lower, trying to get up to take that header and not able to. McLean on it. He got the ball free, but then tripped over the ankles of the defender, and so Sutton's able to collect, and here they come again on the right side. But they're not connecting either, right? Pushed that one out, unforced error. 64% passing. I guess you can say they're 11% better than us. Yeah, I don't know if you call that, though, because that was sort of an unfortunate, like he freed the ball, tripped over the player. And man, I am still just bogging down consistently here. I'm going to close down the one excess browser I have and hope that's enough. You'll have to tell me if I get too subtitly. Smith up against the goal line, right-hand side, tackled. It's going to go for a corner. That's corner number 5-0 on the corners. Only one shot, although it hit target for Sutton, but 53% possession, momentum meter well in favor of Sutton. Going to be an in-swinger. Again, close to the line. Ogonkwo parries it away. I'd like to see him run out and challenge, but maybe he's just getting blocked out. Both hands letting it run. Corner number 6. Oh. So they seem to be switching the men taking their corners to constantly go for those in-swingers. And the strategy for all of them has been to be sort of middle of the box, close to goal. That one goes deep. Headed up into the air, headed away by Marriott. Marriott trying to get out there quickly, putting them under pressure. Clears it out, throw in. It'll be interesting to see whether the wind is, like, I'm looking at the flag, the Sutton United flag. It doesn't seem to be blowing that significantly. 21 kilometers an hour is steady enough. So I don't think it's that much of a dip. The throw made it into the penalty area. It's got freed up. James McLean with a little touch to Lee, and it's turned away. It's hammered in. Ogonkwo able to collect it. That's going to be a shot and a shot on goal. Two shots on goal. Ogonko will been there for both. Oh, click the wrong one. No panic. No panic. That was a misclick. Misfire on the button. O'Connell with it. Looking to play it through the middle. Running it up instead. Plays it forward. And we've connected to the midfield. Midfield draws it back to the center backs. Boyle with it. I've never been so excited to try and get something connected, and instead it's a midfield. Marriott, he's there, into the penalty area, hammered! Oh, just missed. We will take that as the long ball for whatever reason, and I want to see that Marriott was able to get himself around that center back over on the right-hand side. That was McLean serving it up from inside the midfield stripe. And yeah, just the pace of it and perfect ball. That's what that was. So we will take that. Missed the target, but we'll call that a shot. Missed the target. He had time, he had space, and yeah, awkward off the foot. Foul on O'Connell. And so he ends up getting dragged down, so we'll get a free kick there. He's looking positive as the referee comes to get into his ear. They seem very friendly. Well, we're adding extra scores here. The Man City Copenhagen game. Cannon over top, looking for the run of McLean. Can't get it. Thrown out. No Tozer bombs today, but this is within the area, so Evans is going to take that. There is hope. At least it's an attempt. We'll take it. Narrow pitch. They've announced that, so that's Brendan answering that. Near post, headed away, but it's going to go out and even closer, so we're going to move 5 yards closer to goal. The throw, short post, headed away. Cannon tries to push it into the box, cleared away. Well done by O'Connell to head that away, or not O'Connell, that's Bolton get back defending on that one. Headed away and then shepherds it out. Well done by Bolton defensively. To awkward header when it came through, pacey forward on him. That being, and I missed it. Omari Patrick pushing forward, has the pace. We're moving up on the accurate passes. Things have started to settle a little bit more. Still not a lot of success in this one as we're 30 minutes in and the game just keeps ticking. Wanted that early goal. Had 2 chances. Marriott's the best. Fletcher not able to make a play on that one. And that bangs out, and we're going to get a throw 40 yards out. The chat's gone quiet. Everybody's sort of waiting. The anxiety and nervousness maybe starting to creep in. Mansfield bashing the tar out of Harrogate 3-0. Need 3 points. However we get it. Hooker by crook. O'Connell with it. Running with it. Moving all the way towards the midfield stripe before he loads off to Cannon. Cannon on the left side. Lee over there. McLean running forward. Scoops it from can't run onto it because it run a little bit of interference there. Boyle heads it, gets it back to O'Connell. I wouldn't, not the most conventional header is how it's described by the announcers. I'd suggest that accurate, but it did get to the right location. Fletcher with it, leaves it there for Bolton. Bolton plays it forward for Fletcher into the right-hand corner. We've got options here. Gets it back to Bolton maybe? No. Yes, he flicks it to him. Nice little back heel. It's into the area, cleared up, and oh, I thought that was going for a corner, but instead it's going to be a throw from the right-hand side. Well defended, but I like that little interplay between Fletcher and Bolton. I will take that. Nice play there, says Brendan, and I agree. Just not a lot of options ultimately, and just sort of tried to lay it in there and cleared away. Bolton. Nice little triangle between Lee. Flicked over. Boyle puts it back in. Oh, well headed by Boyle to put it into a threatening position for Lee, but cleared away. And now that we've got numbers forward, so we got to come back. Bolton with his pace being challenged. Whoo! The battle of pace, Bolton and Patrick. And I'd say Patrick is a little bit quicker than Bolton, which is surprising because they were flying. Yeah, Charles, when you're built like most of the players on Sutton, I think pound for pound, they've got to be the biggest team we've played. I agree, Kim, but there was a little bit of pressure there, and so we'll take it as Cleworth Max throws it in midfield stripe, but headed away, headed up. Sutton trying to gain possession, and they flick it on, and it lands to Cannon, who hammers it forward from Marriott to chase it. He's got an opportunity. Oof. Not the most confident touch by Kizzy, who ends up having to just push it back to the keeper. And fortunate to do that, as Max is going to shepherd this out. Weight room team. Possession, 52%, 48%. We're up on expected goals, even though we don't have a shot on target. And that's sort of, they've had the corners, but no magic from them. They've had 2 shots on target, but neither of them really anything of threat. And we've had 2 chances, and only one of them, maybe Marriott's, had a chance of getting in there. 4-0. Mansfield laying the boots to Harrogate. Headed forward, knocked down, headed back to our back line, and Marriott's up there. Right-hand side, waiting for support. Draws it back to Evans. Evans into the middle. Lots of room for Cannon. Cannon switch back over to the right. Marriott, sorry. Wrexham throw off Adon Malake. We're starting to even it out. It was Sutton control to the start, but we're starting to even it out. We're not getting corners. We are getting throws. Evans responsible for them. Marriott and Bolton, Cannon, Evans on that right side, starting to look like they're building together. Fletcher as well. Flicked in. It's still there in the box. Banged around a lot of feet, but nobody able to get a foot on it. Merde, if we're going to throw out less curse words in other languages, so I don't end up making Twitter videos all over the place. Possession given away. Sutton with it, right-hand side, interplay, foul, and it's going to be, that was a foul from McLean. He's arguing about it. McLean, yeah, that's a foul. He stuck the back foot out, and he caught him on the shins as a push forward. That could have been one of those ones that maybe you call that a yellow as well, depending on how you thought that threat was. Yeah, the legs seem to be there. So this is what, 22 yards out? Lots of big bodies in the area. 2 players on it, right and left. It's going to be the left-footed in-swinger, forwarded away, and we're clear. Good stuff. Well defended, came in on the floor, and it was a Wrexham defender who got there first and just punched it away. Not punched, with their foot, punched it away. Long ball pushed forward, mixed by Max, and it's going to go, and I don't know whether that was missed intentionally to allow that to go for the goal kick, but it does. Agreed. Didn't see it. They at the start, certainly, Dale, I think at the end of this, the last, other than this little 4-way by Sutton, there was some interplay there by Fletcher with Bolton. There was some interplay there from Marriott back to Evans over to Cannon. You're starting to see those triangles that you like to see where they're able to find a spot. And there is our kick out of bounds. Ogonko was good for 1. We should start to run a bet when Ogonko's goal kick goes out first. 35th minute mark. End the poll, as it looks like most say it's going to be a narrow win, and so far it's looking like that's going to be the case. I can't end the poll unless I go back into the thing. So we'll end that one in a bit here. Had a chance with that long ball from Evans, but Adom Malaki, that's two really good defensive plays by him. The first in open field to be able to knock that one down and stab a foot to it, and good first touch. The second being on that interplay between Fletcher and Bolton about 7 minutes ago. Adam Malaki with the throw down the left side, headed out, and they'll do a throw in that this will be a long throw from Adam Malaki. Yeah, it was a late one, right? If I recall correctly. And that's at a benefit of the attrition, right? Is I'd like to get the early one. Nice by Marriott over to Fletcher. He's got three people around him, no ability to hold up. And so just tackled. You can't take on that many guys and not have a lane open up. That was well done. It's going to be a throw in for us. Well done by Bolton to chip that one off of Adam Malaki and earn a possession back. Never a foregone conclusion that we win, especially with our away form. Bore pass, kicked out, giveaway. 60% accurate passes. They're at 61%. We're building possession now slightly in our favor. Like to see this continue without the giveaways. Is Max going to shepherd this one out? He is. Well done. Goal kick. 38 minutes. I don't see there being a lot of extra time. 1 or 2 minutes. Do we do halftime subs? Take advantage of the window. Marriott's had that chance. He muffed it. Do we bring Moles in? Give him a run with Fletcher and then give him a run with Palmer at the end? Do we bring Palmer in for Fletcher and let him run with Marriott for a bit? Going to be a Sutton throw in a left-hand side. Fortunately for me, following the numbers, a lot of play through their left, our right, closest to the camera. Cross in, it's threatening. Arthur goes out and grabs it, collects it. Holy. That's a whooping. Yeah, the calls get louder. I mean, I still think Parky has the magic for this level. Merritt, nice little turn. But he ran into trouble and gave it away. Dispossessed, and Sutton has it. Was a cute little turn, just didn't have options when he came around. I just like to see those triangles formed and the interplay between, make some connection between some plays. It tends to be long ball, possession control, and 1 or 2 passes before we try to hoof something in. No long maintained passing. Scrappy play. Sutton's a mess. We're a mess. It's just a mess. This whole half is a mess. Sutton there, just throw it down, head it over, knocked out a play, just scrambly. Well, Gonko getting his exercise running sideline to sideline. He had to go and collect that one, it looked like, and before he got a chance to settle it down. No ball boys and ball girls at this one, or whistle blows to remind him, which I get it, but he had to go for a long run to go and get that. Well held up by Fletcher. He's able to turn it and get it over there. Marriott dancing around Adam Malachi. Gets a cross in. Is threatening. Needed somebody on the near post. Everybody was center or far, and that ball that went in either didn't have enough pace or nobody was there. Smith That's the level of control that you like to see. I guess when you're that big, you can frame two people away as he pushes away O'Connell and Evans. It's magic when it happens, right? It's magic when it happens. Credit to him for getting stuck in, but this is when you talk about attrition, the hoofball and trying to get it penalty area right there. Did that say headed in? No. Whew. I lost the signal just for a moment, and where I ended was headed in and then stopped. So I don't know what happened, but it looks like it was headed towards target. Here's the replay. Right-footed. And it was headed. That was Kizzy, who's probably wanted to get more often on that. Not able to get it down, and as a consequence, it just goes harmlessly over top. But that's Fletcher got beat by Kizzy. That was the biggest danger that they've had is... Ooh, O'Cannon gets the header on it, goes down, but that was a bit of a flop. Not able to get up there, headed out by Max to save that one. And they're going to get a quick throw. But Malarkey, he's looking, gets it across over to the right. Beautyman, Danson. Adam Malarkey, left-hand side. Cross, in, close, dangerous. No, because it was a little bit too far. And so just gathered by Ogonkwo. Clears the cleats, takes some time, let his players get set up, go and test Fletcher and framing out these big center backs. Activate Rex the Dragon. Up towards Fletcher. Pushed in the back a little bit there, and he tried to sell it. Didn't. Ball's still loose. Sutton able to get control, and here they come. Oh, we're missing somebody back. Where's O'Connell? It's Cleworth filling in the middle as the Boyle goes out. They don't get it in, so everybody's now settled in. I want to look at that 43rd minute. I lost, and I don't know where O'Connell was on that and why Max was in the middle. But that made me nervous as that ball came forward and there was nobody there to collect. 100% Swirly. Fletcher, long ball, trying to get her, but it's still put down, threatening. Darn it. It was a loose ball. Marriott racing in to go and try and collect it. It was there for him, but it just got cleared away just on a late touch into the penalty area. Lee, free, dances all the way through, and we're going to get our first corner. Elliot Lee. Love that little push forward. Here's the replay. Fletcher gets it. It's knocked down by the center back, but not with enough steam. And it was there for Marriott to go and collect, just not able to. So Marriott gets it over to Lee. Lee grabs it, knocked it down, and just couldn't beat two guys, but not able to maintain control and bounces it off the defender. Whew. Shake it up. Shake it up. So Beautyman went down there. Yeah, he's got trouble because he came up. So we're going to have at least probably 2 minutes now of that at time. Barrow, Forest Green, tied at 0 or tied at 1. That's helpful. Interesting that I see Lee lining up to take this set piece, looking, the right-footed lead versus the left-footed McLean, trying to get in swingers from both sides, it looks like. And they put 1 minute up plus whatever it takes for Beautyman to get whatever treatment he has. It looks like a legitimate injury. I didn't see what happened. He was the higher man who Lee beat. He wasn't the last guy back, at least as I recall. A little bit of magic spray. He's going to have to go off, and they're just subbing for him straight. So this is Beautyman out at the 45th minute. And that is Eastwood coming in. I thought Eastwood was a mid, so maybe I'm wrong in Beautyman being... Yeah, no, Beautyman's a midfielder. He's not on the back line. And yes, his G's, that's why I raised it, is his corners were long. And there was talked about in the podcast recently before the swap over to him is why can Lee do so much magic with the ball in open field, but on set pieces, he struggles a bit. The ball's the same, the play's the same, but Parky magic, here we go. He's maybe he's been practicing and he's picked it back up, but here it comes in swinger. It's threatening, back post just reached by the defender, and we're able to get possession. Cannon draws it back. Bolton over to Cannon. I like this. Cannon dances, get it up to Bolton. Bolton, sweep that in, man. And you took too long. Groin kick. So welcome to the pitch, Mr. Eastwood. Your reward is taking a ball right to the bits from 2 yards away. Highlight of the first half. Right there. He's up. He's settled. The boys are in place. Bolton gets grabbed, but he's threatening into the area, looking for numbers, stabs it through. It's still bouncing around. It's there. Scores! Will Boyle magic. Woo, baby. That was not pretty. That was scrambly. That was fortuitous in that they missed multiple chances to clear, but we will take that, Mr. Boyle. What are you doing up there on that set piece, sir? He still sucks. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that. Sorry, Ryan. That was on me. I misclicked there trying to get that forward. But he still sucks because he scores. Fletcher got it, bounced it off of Adam Malachi, and it ends up going to Boyle, who's sitting there up there. The cagey poacher, the complete striker with the pause, the composure, the ability to take his time and throw it into the left side. Fill your bingo card. 48th minute. Ooh, boy. And there's the halftime whistle. We'll go into the half feeling really good about ourselves after playing absolute garbage. Oh, Wrexham echoing through the grounds. You gotta love that. What the heck just happened there? So that was. Let's go back to Bolton there on the play, because that was an instance of one bit of where he's had a little bit of a struggle, I think. And if I've got one criticism, it's happened now about 3 or 4 times in his limited minutes. And that is the decision making of when to serve is questionable. And in that one, he had options. He decided, and I'm assuming his thought was he was going to go back to Cannon. Look to Cannon, defender pops out, option not available. And by that point, the defender had closed on him, Eastwood, and he couldn't get the ball over, drove it into his nether regions, and we ended up with the throw. The benefit of, and where you see his magic, was in the second one, where he was able to pace and get around the defender, draw that into a threatening area, and then push it forward. Fletcher gets with the nice little touch. Adam Malaki with the unfortunate bounce, and Boyle sitting there to scream that one forward and steal it. And why has my chat paused? There we go. Kim's gone from criticism to bliss. Give that man a contract extension. Oh, and I didn't put the goal up. I got so excited I didn't put the score up. And so I'm going to grab the shots and throw those up and just kind of give them to you as we quarterback this one going forward. 3 shots on target each. 3 shots total each. 2 on target for them, 1 for us. We've got 100 passes to their 94. We're still at only 59% efficiency. So let's not get too excited about the quality of our play. And I might have to take a moment here to make a phone call. Brendan, just to cover for me, if you're available, do you want to just log on here so I can make a ring? Obligations abound. I'm going to go back to here and set that up so that if you are able to log in, and I'll get us to the half and then jump back in as soon as I'm able to deal with this. And so we'll carry through, and I'll sign over afterwards, just for a brief little interlude here. Oh boy. So there's the play. Bolton pushes it in, flicks it forward to Fletcher. Fletcher goes to turn, and he nudges it, and it kind of bounces off the defender, and then goes towards Adam Malaki, who's not able to play it, and Boyle's there to pull that one in. Oh, that's evil. That's evil. That's the magic. That's the magic. Kicks to the nads. Oh, so I'm going to set up the scoreboard here because I've obviously let that thing run too long. So really, as far as the half goes, you had the 27th minute threat from Marriott, where long ball from McLean that went over top, landed at his feet. Well-placed pass and long ball by McLean. And Marriott maybe he had the time, maybe could have done a little bit more, wasn't able to get there, and he pushes it over to the left. Just going to set this up really quick here. The only other real threatening opportunity was the one that was the goal. We had some nice interplay that slowly developed starting in about the 29th, 30th minute, and you could see that the guys on the right side were able to start connecting and making that work. Wesley Emmanuel subs again so that he can chat. And then why do you sub out after the game? Always fascinating to me, but hey, nice to have you here. Enjoy the chat, and I appreciate you being here. And also to MJ for signing in. And we're going to move this up to the second half. Just too many corners. But to be fair, neither team looking overly confident with the ball, although we were starting to build that late in that second half. The reward came early from the time we were able to find it. And let's just double check here. I see Brendan's logged into the lobby, so I'm going to copy to clipboard. Go back to here, bring in the right information. Just give me a second. It's working, I think. Should have you there.
Yeah, I'm here.
And I don't have my headset on, so I'm not going to be able to hear you.
Hey, guys.
So you should you're unmiked, so go ahead and have a chat, Brandon. They can tell you while I'm connecting to make sure that you're connected, that you're actually there.
I am. Boyle's, okay. Kim chiming in, Boyle's the new Hayden. Well, no, I hope not, because that means he'll be injured before the end of the game. Hey, Deandra. Yeah, you know what? It's amazing how a last-second goal there changes your whole opinion of the game. Hating it up until that point, and then all of a sudden that goal, and all of a sudden like all that stress just relieved. You're like, yes. Although they're putting on a heck of pressure here. Way too many corners. One of those are bound to go in. That up. But I think we were much better in the last 10 minutes of the first half. You know, for me, we seem to settle down and figure out their defense. So I'm thinking positive thoughts. I know they like to do subs at half, but I'm thinking we're a deeper team. We're going to be bringing on Mullen and others to run around and tire them a little more. We're a second half team. I think we're looking good for the second half. What else do we got here in the chat? Still, yeah. I don't want to think negative thoughts. I want to stay positive here. We got this. We got to pressure continually. I don't know if anyone else picked it up, but I thought Lee looks way off. Every touch is way too strong. He's losing it when it's passed to him. His passes seem to be off. Just not looking great. I like Marriott's hustle. Bolton doing a really good job getting back. I don't know who it is that Sutton plays on Sutton's left, but very speedy. And Bolton has his hands full getting back to make sure that he doesn't get around the edge. Doing a great job there. So that's good to see. For me, I mean, the Bolton pickup, good player, but I don't know. Out of all the positions that I wanted another good player at, I want Barnett on the field. You know, I understand that we needed a Ford maybe out for a long time, so we needed to pick up someone there, and you definitely should pick up someone quality. I like his age, I like his work effort, his skill, but maybe just maybe you find a way to get both of those guys on the field at the same time. So yeah, long balls. Yeah. Yeah, I wish they'd figure something out. Arthur's not too accurate with that stuff. They got to come up with another plan to move the ball forward. What they're doing right now is too much miss and they hit or miss. So defense is holding up thanks to Sean criticizing everyone but Max in the back line. Okay, there, Sean. I can hear Sean in my ear. Yeah, it was very small pitch, very narrow. I like the big figures. The time that we play a team that has a lot of space for Tozer to get a huge run up, we don't play Tozer. It's not like we've had the ball out of bounds for a lot of great throw-ins anyway, but it's just funny how he would be in favor of this pitch and can't make use of it. I almost forgot we had the black unis. They haven't broken them out too many times this year. I wonder what our record is with black unis. Yeah, I agree with you, Andrew. He hasn't had a Lee type game. He hasn't been spectacular. And a lot of heavy touches, a lot of bad passes the last few games. Today's been quite bad, I think, anyway. Yeah, if you're gonna realize that Tozer needs a break, you're gonna realize that Mullen needs a break. You can't be letting Lee be forced to stay in there and carry the load. Maybe they're planning for Saturday for Lee to get a break. Who knows? Maybe Young will come on in the second half for him. No, the speedster to run around. So Zorfia, that is the longest name I've ever seen for a YouTube handle. And I'm glad that there's not a restriction for the number of Z's and Y's that you can have and V's that you can have in a name, because otherwise that name would have been rejected. Chat's all quiet. Everyone's making use of the time to go get a drink, get something to eat. Oh, I was going to ask you that, Andrew. How's the concessions at Wrexham? Up to snuff? What sub should Parky do? It's a good question. I mean, Bolton hasn't been bad, so I don't know that you have to rush Barnett in unless you want to put him at another position. I wouldn't mind seeing Young for Lee. I don't want to see Tunnicliffe. I don't think we need Mendy in or Howard. Ollie Palmer in this game where they're kind of bruising is not bad, but the guys that seem to be the most effective are when we're a little bit quicker. So if anything, Mullen coming in at some point, but I don't know. I'm guessing there's also some attitude problem with Ollie Palmer. Last time I saw him on the pitch, he didn't look too engaged. He looked so late. So I don't know. It could be a detriment putting him out there, not a benefit. Maybe it's enough where he goes out there and tries to prove something, but I wouldn't take the chance, not with only a 1-goal lead. Oh, I have a voice robot voice? That's neat. That's probably preferred. My actual voice is horrible. Hello, Shane. Hello, Benjamin. Yeah, I wonder. I haven't looked at the stats. Where's my phone here? I wonder what they have for a rating for some of our players. Let's see here. Stats. Let's look at the players. FOTMob rating says Boyle, EOC, Andy Cannon, all looking good. That makes sense. They're all doing a good job. Yeah. They said Lee's pass success is very high, 80%. Successful dribbles too. Not seeing it, but they're saying it's happening. Must be wrong. Looks like we're just about ready to start back up here. Sean's going to get back just in time. And you get the 8. Thanks for all the gifts. Gift memberships that Vince just put out there. Way to go. If I had the controls, I'd salute you there. But Sean will have to do that. We're back in play. Sutton goes with the long ball again. Dumps it onto their right side. Out of bounds. Looks like, did we get a throw in here? Yeah, throw in from the deep corner. Not ideal. Headers knocked around. Chipped over. Good defense. Trying to get the ball wide on the left. Big cross. Big save. Oh my goodness. Scramble around front. I don't know how they didn't knock that in. There are too many players in the way. McLean screaming at everyone. I don't know what that was. Oh, wow. EOC and the Sutton player run right under the ball and into the goal, right past it. It doesn't get much closer than that. Start the timer. Yeah, Sean's back. He's catching up. Wow, Sutton is really showing a lot of energy here. Passing it around. We got to weather this here. Possession still in their end. Oh, there's a nice flop. The heck was that? Another cross in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolute crap. Flop in the box there. Do a lot of clutching and grabbing. Ref just lets it go too. Sutton with the ball still. Another cross. Oh, geez. Sutton absolutely pulled down Boyle trying to get a call there. That's ridiculous. He's lucky he didn't get a flag. I mean, a card, sorry. He he dives holding onto Boyle's shirt and he complains about not getting a call. You got to give a yellow card for that nonsense.
And so we're back. The challenge being, Brendan, my headset doesn't work if I don't start it before I load the camera stuff together. So I'm not able to keep you because I'd rather keep you. But because I can't hear you, we'll just end up talking over each other.
Okay, I'll bounce out and I'll be back anyway for the 90-minute.
So what I'm going to do here, two really good
special
chances
later.
by Sutton there, back to back that happened in the background. But what I'll do is I'm going to have to disconnect you, Brandon, and I apologize for it. I was hoping that we'd be able to keep you throughout. So thank you for that. And the system seems to be working extra ones. Sorry for the interlude there. Had a minor crisis to deal with, and so that's been dealt with, and away we go, upwards and onwards and all that sort of fun stuff. Sutton comes out, had an opportunity with a miss by Ogonko in the area, racing, tried and get there and got cleared off the line, and then another one. So they've been more threatening here in the second half for sure. And there's a free kick earned by McLean, who just ended up getting chicken winged around and swung over. Crew goes up, and that one's a weird one when you have two teams that are really ahead of you. You want third, so chasing down Crew, wanting to chase down Stockport. I think I want to draw in that one, probably just take points away from both, but we'll see what happens. Into the area, they've earned themselves yet another corner. More pressure by Sutton. It seemed to be more threatening. And they're going to bring another. This is an outswinger this time from the left-hand side. So changing up their corner maybe a little bit from that flat service. This one a little bit more out there. It's dangerous. It's there, kicked but blocked away. Still in the box, just outside. And it was missed on the first touch. So they've got to go over to the left side. Crossed into the box. O'Connell there, clear it away. Thank you, Mr. O'Connell, for saving us. Yeah, Woody. It's all. Oh, I keep freezing. Let me. Trouble. Handball not given. Kicked and cleared over. There's a big shout there, and I think they've got reason for it. I think that should have been given. Want to look at the position of where his hand was with respect to his body, but it was cleared. Oh yeah, he had his arm out. McLean did, away from his body. I think that should have been given, and we're fortunate that it wasn't. The broadcaster saying it was in a natural angle. I don't think it was. Yeah, and that's what they say. I don't think you can complain. It would. Vince, I missed it. You gifted 5 Red Horde memberships, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to take this off and hope that limits the load, and I think it will. The crowd's still buzzing over that handball, and so there's going to be a lot of chat about that one, I'm sure, to come. As here they come again, Sutton. They're chased down by Cannon, but Malaki able to possess and gain control on the left-hand side. Sutton continuing to threaten as we've come out a little bit flat here. Swung in, O'Connell, well done, headed away, goes for a throw, well out from being an immediate threat in any event. So that was headed over and crossed back in. Marriott shot early, tried to get a cheeky goal there, wasn't able to get there. It was a threatening one, right? Oh, it wasn't going in. It wasn't going in. It was a cross into a threatening area and knocked down. They had a whole bunch of defenders or a whole bunch of players still in the box from that corner, and so playing it into them would have made it a threat. And Bolton unable to get to Patrick, and Patrick spins. He's now taken on Cleworth. Cleworth forces him the other way, and Bolton assists with the tackle and then gets pulled down, and we're going to get a free kick. And there's lots of frustration. I don't know why you're holy molying, whether you just joined. We haven't had that much pressure in the second half, to be fair. Unless you're talking counterpunch opportunities, as Ogonquo gets us back underway 52 minutes in. Long ball, missed everybody, collected by Bozanis. And here comes Kizzy the other way. Lot of space to run, makes it, plays it forward. Boyle knocks it down to Lee. Well done. Knocks it down to Lee. Lee puts it to George. George hoofs it over top, leaves it for Marriott to fight, and he's not able to do it. I'll take that battle because it was a threatening advance, and it was well calculated. It wasn't just thumping it down. But here comes Sutton now. Switches on over to the left-hand side. Over to Adam Malaki. And it's bounced by Bolton off of him. And well done by Adam Malaki to knock that one down and control it. Patrick now, still on the left-hand side. Looking for Adam Malaki. Drags it, beats, cross, danger, header. Well done by O'Connell to climb the ladder and get that one out for a throw. Poutine. And yes, a counterattack would be good, and that's where those calculated long balls like this went forward to Marriott. I'll welcome them. Long throw. Fletcher touches it down to Lee. Lee hooks it clear. Marriott not able to get there. Headed down. Lee with the chase, not able to get there. I'm going to go for a throw. Ay. Cue the comeback. Boyle headed it clear. A big mess in the center of the pitch there. Bodies falling everywhere. Another Sutton throw from the right-hand side. Everybody's still up there. They're looking. They're pressing. Carr and O'Connell, they bouncing around, and it lands at the feet. And McLean thumps it. Just out of range. Well, I'll take that. That's that counterattack, but when you've got Marriott up there to chase, I'm okay with that. Just needed to keep it in play. Going to try something to try and take the load off here, and it may do something, but we'll see what happens. Knocked around, last touch, Fletcher puts it out of play. Sutton with it on the near sideline, going to throw it in. At least in the last 10 minutes, although it's been Sutton coming at us, it hasn't been overly threatening. I would like to get some possession and get it under control. Boyle bounced off a Sutton player and will get a throw in. Let's use this. Mike the ref says hand was in a normal position and shouldn't have been a red. I have to say, I don't see that as being a normal position. with the contact. But I'm happy. I'm happy that Mike, the ref, and the referee in the game both agreed because it was in our favor. But man, we would be steaming if it was us. Forest Green, Potts one. Another corner. We're tempting fate here, and I don't like that. So it's going to be an in swinger cleared away by Fletcher. Chase is on now to go and get it. Marriott, can he beat him? Oof, almost. But he's up there with the full work rate. Interference run on Marriott goes to the goalkeeper, and away it comes back. Long, high ball. Boyle, well done again. See, this is why you had Boyle in, is because of his heading capacity. On the floor, he's a challenge. In the air, he's a beast. And I think that was a wise decision bringing him in. It's certainly been playing out with the goal scorer and the clearance. Parky, a stroke of genius potentially. And that's going to be a Wrexham throw on the far side. The right side for us. Just looking at the stats, momentum all in their favor since the half. Shots are up to 6-5. Possession about equal. I still don't like our passing at 58%. Odd stat of the day right there. Yeah, Andrew, I'm okay with the subs. When you've got the players and you're I mean, how can you not be confident in Palmer and Mullen, right? So Marriott's looked good, to be fair. I would have asked a little bit more from his touch there that he had from the play forward from McLean, but he's been at it with pace. He's been threatening and a bother. Headed forward, another Sutton throw-in back to back. Sutton on the attack, moving forward. Ball gets looped in the air. O'Connell pushes it forward to George. George pushes it forward, but it gets nicked, and George nicks it back, gets it forward. Marriott with it, pulled down. Yeah. You have to call that when you put the hug on, right? Like, did he go down a little bit easy? Yes. Was it a flop and he sold it? Yes. But he definitely went down. Well, and the thing too, Shane, that's a good point, is they're fighting for their lives, not only in just trying to get out of, like, if they want to get avoid relegation, they're how many points away from Colchester? 7 points. You lose this one, and it becomes a pressure packed last half of the season to avoid problems, right? Kim, not a bad idea. Bring one of them in early and bring one of them in later so you can see the dynamic, right? Oh, that's offside? Not offside? Yeah. Well done. Good pass, good play, but just a step offside. Marriott streaking in unanswered. Man, Marriott, Mansfield, and Harrogate are going to outscore the entire rest of League Two. Headed down, push forward into the midfield. Marriott not able to get it. It went down a little bit too soft there on that challenge. Ball turned away and Sutton comes the other way. Jackson with space. Right-footed cross, far post, header up in the air, knocked down. Evans has time and space, and he's able to clear that away on the half volley. Marriott falls down, and he gets jumped on top of. No whistle, Lee with it. Marriott not up there because he's still picking himself off the floor. I wish my scoreboard was working, and I'm going to have to come with another option. Fletcher with an opportunity. He got flicked in the air, and the first touch lets him down. and he gets dispossessed. Unlucky in the way that bounced. Bolton, nice tackle, gets run over top and then gets pushed. Well, hold on a second. They're coming forward now as Bolton just got cleared out there, and this is all similar to the goal that Bradford scored, where you've got to call that interference that frees up the ball and allows an advantage to go forward. Let's get ready to rumble. After 90 minutes, remember, going to be with the Racecourse Ramble. Working intermittently, simulcast streaming, figure it all out as we go through. The first time header, just pushed over the bar. Did we get a touch or goal kick? Wow, that one was a threat. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Got to clear this one up. George Evans goes down. He's holding his hamstring, calf. It looks like he's got an issue. You don't see George do this, so when you see him down on the mat on the floor, you got to be a little bit concerned. I didn't see exactly what happened. Referee offering to get him up, holding the back of his thigh. See, he was holding his leg. Now he's holding his glutes. The replay of the corner, yeah, pushed in and just that was Eastwood, the Eastman, the sub. Got in between, jumps up, has a free header, and pushes it over top of the net. Although I do think that Ogonko was there with the hand in any event. Evans off. Luke Young on. Sub due to injury. He's given the armband by McLean. Here, we should play a trivia game with Mumblings. Name the player that you think scored the goal. I bet you'll name off 10 players before you get to the right one. Boyle scored it. Poaching one in the box. If you're joining late, it's been scrambly play for both teams. Sutton been far more threatening. The first half of the first half was garbage by both sides. We did a little bit better, and then we were able to get the goal. This has been all Sutton. Lots of threat, no love. Remember, no spoilers, because this stuff makes me nervous. But we are going to get a corner. No, thank you. I know Andrew knows not to give spoilers. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder who he is and how he'll do. I am surprised that he was the midfield option compared to Jones or even Davis or whoever. The only midfielder to potentially come in, so that's who's got to come in, is here comes another corner headed away by Sutton. Thank you. That looked like it came off of a Sutton head, but the broadcaster says it came off of Lee's head. Played back. Buzanas with it. Buzanas runs almost all the way up to the midfield stripe before he ends up playing it forward. Cleared away by Cleworth, and it's going to be a throw. We're happy to just go with that sideline. There's been probably about 4 or 5 kicked out to touch on that side. Don't do that. Don't do that. Thread headed up into the air. Lee with it. Clears it away, but it's not out to anybody. And Malaki crosses it in. It's played forward, and Ogonkwo with the save. Oh. Bolton deflected off of him. He turned his back on the ball. He's getting a talking to by the color commentator for turning his back on the ball. Offside. Oh, they gave the foul instead. Merritt was racing in. I don't know exactly why that foul was given, to be fair, given what's been let go. But fair enough. Brendan says played solid. I'm not so sold. Bozana's getting talking to by the referee. To me, it's been a scrambly game, and maybe that's just a quality of what's been coming at us as well as what's been going forward. But I mean, our passing statistics just aren't there. Just for reference, we're at 56%, and we're actually getting outpassed by Sutton, who's not a strong passing team. That was a flop trying to get a foul, doesn't get it, and O'Connell's got it to try and get it and clear. Keep this one in play. Give us an opportunity through Fletcher to get it and can't, but can and plays it forward. Marriott or up ahead, and Buzanis, well done to go all the way out to get that. Yes, Dean Bozanis, the Aussie, is the keeper. Contributing to one of the lowest save percentages in the league, but he's doing well there and controlling the ball, playing a high line. He was up there to get that away from Marriott in a threat. And Bolton throws it into Youngie. Youngie gets it to Bolton. I don't think the throw-in was good or the pass. Young, nice little tackle and gets it back to the center backs. Well done, Youngie. Controlling that one. Attempt to get it to Fletcher, but it runs in too far. Bozanis collects a little bit more threat, a little bit moving forward, but just not connecting with the interplay here. And I just would like to get another goal to solidify the 3 points, because this is one of those ones where you leave a team in it, you never know what'll happen. As here we come, pass forward, Lee with it, over to McLean on the left-hand side. This is how the first half worked, starting to get a little bit more confidence as the half goes on. Hopefully this is a sign of things. Cannon over to McLean, back to Lee. Lee settles, pulls it to possession, and brings it back to Boyle. Boyle in our own half. That's probably the best description. I think it's probably in between. They haven't been bad. They haven't been good. They've been mediocre, but they're trying. That's Kim's got the summary. No press, dropping back. Lee with it, able to nick it. McLean goes to steal it, turns, gets it up to Lee. Well done and maintaining possession. Just playing it back, and Boyle's got it now, just outside our penalty area. And it's going to be a high ball down the left side. And it misses Marriott and runs harmlessly. Yeah, but as long as we get enough to take 3 points, I will take it. I will take it. Double change, 70th minute approaching, so the Parky script runs its course. It'll be interesting to see if he does a dual striker swap or if he just does one. Lots of free space for Jackson on the right-hand side. Looped in. Boyle gets it, but it's still there and available, and Luke able to collect it. Well done, Youngie. Collects it, plays it over to McLean, and McLean able to get the shot and a nice long ball, but it was knocked down. And if he hadn't have got that, we would have been away. No, I believe that is true, Kim, that we do have the lowest goals scored away. Bolton's played good. The back three's been good. O'Connell, I think, was unfair to give away a foul there. I think that was... They say he got a good chunk of the man. I thought he was left his feet and was going before O'Connell had the bump. Sub coming in for both sides. Palmer's up. Is that Moles up in front? Did he get a haircut? He's looking really short on the side. Straight swap for the strikers. I would have liked to have seen the interplay. I would have liked to have seen one of them get a run with the other player, right? Get Palmer with Marriott for a bit and then bring Mullen in with Palmer. Pulling Fletcher, I think, should have come off for one of the two of them to see how they work together, because I just want to answer the question. Forrest Green still up on Barrow. Go on, lads. Do your thing. And I'm pretty confident that his hair was not that short. responded to the criticism by going and getting aerodynamic as here comes the free kick. Right-footed into the area. It's lots there. It's dangerous. Ogonkwo, holy. And Ogonkwo takes a knock where? To the head. Yeah, friendly fire it looks like from Youngie. Yeah, Brendan's got the call there. Youngie just kicked him in the head. Seems to be okay. I'm surprised there's no physio head check. But it missed the first header. It was cleared away by Max along the line. Ogonkwo was able to go and get it. Oh, I don't think that was Youngie. Was that Youngie or was that the tail end of... No, I think that was friendly fire. It was friendly fire before that. We have subbed. Young came in for Evans because of the injury, and then we just did a striker replacement, pulling Marriott and Fletcher in favor of Mullen and Palmer. And here we go. Bolton beats his man down the right with some pace and gets a cross in. Now, nice, well done, Bolton, but it's headed away. Just couldn't quite get the curl on it to pull it away from the line, where he had our forwards looking to attack his jeepers. 8-2. Pulling out the NFL helmet, at least this rugby scrum helmet. 73rd minute. We're going to have at least 4 minutes, I think, because we've had Evans go down. We've had, well, maybe not 4, maybe 3. Bolton throws it in short into the penalty area. Mullins secures it, gets it out to Lee, tries to get it across. McLean was running forward, but it's knocked down. But Cannon blocks it down the clearance. Yeah, I don't take subs or concussions lightly. So, I mean, when somebody gets booted in the head, even though he does appear to be okay, there was no immediate signs, I would have looked to sub him out. Math Davies, thank you for that one. Racecourse Ramble with the stats of only 12 away goals scored. Mullen offside. Yes, they blow it down. And then he gets flung around by Good Life there for fun. I do question, and I'd have to look that rule up to be fair. Matt can maybe tell me about bringing yourself back on side. Put down. It's trouble. And he's pulled down. That's a dangerous area to give a free kick right and directly in front, but 9-2. Holy jumping. So that's outside of the area. And that was McLean with that same sort of chicken wing around the right side that you've kind of got a call. And Eastman coming forward. It was missed by their substitute, Duke McKenna, who just came in, but was freed up. And the first person there was Eastman. And as a consequence, McLean ends up sticking the chicken wing out. So we're going to have 6 in the wall over to the left side, Ogonkwo's right. Duke McKenna standing over top of the ball, as is Larkin. Lacken. 7 in the wall, 6 in the wall. And they're chatting, you or me, you or me. Dangerous. Knocked forward, and it's score. Must have deflected, just because Ogonkwo took the original shot off the right, or went to his right. 76th minute, 1-1. I had to have deflected just because Ogonkwo went over that way. And so once it moves over and they're announcing it as a deflection goal, had to have. Ogonkwo went over to get the deflection and it hit somebody and came the other way. Nothing Ogonkwo could have done about that one. Can't see on that replay who it hit. You just see Ogonkwo swiping behind him, realizing it's not going to go. So Lacken ended up taking it with the right and gets it up. Oh, and it was O'Connell. And he had space. He even reacted to try and hit it away, and he just hit it. Headed it into the net. Yikes. I would have taken it if it was an accidental free kick, but the fact that he had the time and an ability to get his head over. Oh, well, here comes the press. 76 minute, 14 minutes to get and try and rescue 3 points here. McLean with it. Maybe this is a wake-up call that we needed. Scrap, and fight for it. Ball missed by 2 players, pushed forward, pulled down, and that's going to be a card. Ref says he wish he would have played advantage as the ball went, but he pulled it back to give the yellow, and that's Sanderson giving it away. Late challenge. Clear that should have been given. Yeah, it's been below again. Into the penalty area. It's threatening. Bounces through everybody. Boyle able to put it up. It's still far post. Still there. Oh, how did that not go in? Right across the face of goal and not in. McLean hammers it down low. How did that not go in? I thought it was curling in, and I also thought we had players to put a foot on the ball, but nobody gets to it. Mullen gets it across the face, and now a giveaway, and here comes the counter. Center backs all racing back. 5 guys forward for Sutton, and we've got 4, 5. Here comes Max drawing in. Crossed. O'Connell headed away. Thank you, sir. Knocked down. Mullen had come all the way back, and he's racing forward. He's got Palmer over to the right. Gets it to him. Palmer, is he going to hold it up for support or keep pushing? Keep pushing. Drawing back. Left leaves it for Bolton. Bolton, nice little play. Gets it around into the area. Palmer! Oh, great save by Buzanis. Bugger. Pushing forward, but that was impressive. Bolton laid that on a platter for Palmer to strike that. Doesn't. I would have liked to have seen him gone to the left more, but he didn't. Hammered it straight forward, and Buzanis was there. Made the save, but wasn't really called on. Much better. I don't know how that, what Mullen heads it across and off. That's what happened, is it just cheeked off the woodwork. Up into the area, headed down, kind of rolled down, goes down, and they say goal kick. I don't know how that just sort of rolled down the body and scooped out unthreatening. But this was well done by Bolton, running down the right-hand side, and perfect draw back to Palmer, and just looking at the shot. And yeah, I think well done, but by the keeper, but I think it should have gone left rather than right, but it is what it is. We have woken up a little bit. Let's hope it continues. Long ball forced down. Free kick given the other way. Smith, the giant, falls to the ground, and the world thunders with that flop. Lacken and Duke, what's his last part? McKenna, trying to figure out, this one's a long ways out, 40 yards, but they're going to scoop it into the box on the far side. O'Connell being held there, but it just lets it go, and it rolls over harmlessly to the right side. And sorry, that wasn't O'Connell. That was Palmer with the work. Will Boyle clears it. Going to have a throw. Come on, lads. Let's turn this around. It's time for us to, I wouldn't say smash and grab. Nobody, to be fair, 1-1's probably deserved, given the quality of the play. Long throw into the box, just played back out. O'Connell could have maybe done more with that, but he puts it over, and now they're going to have a chance for Jackson to get the cross in. Stands it up, deflection, and Okonkwo collects. Okonkwo, long throw, trying to find Mullen, finds him. Palmer in front. Mullen keeps, flicks it forward. Bolton, bad touch by Bolton. Come on, man. Mullen gave it to him. He had it there and had space, and I think he picked his eyes up. I think that's one of those plays where you see in baseball or in football where you're trying to make the catch and you lift your eyes before you secure the ball. He looked up to see where he could go with the ball, and it ended up just rolling off his feet out into touch. Max clears it. Palmer trying to settle it down, not able to do so. And Sutton's able to collect and redo this. I don't know if it's been hoofball. It's been because there have been attempts to push it through the midfield. It's just been scrambly as all hell. I mean, we're sitting at what, 56% passing? Like, just not good enough, whatever it is. The momentum meter has full switched. 10 shots on target, or 5 shots on target, 10 shots total. We're sitting at 7 and 2. And our passing at 58%. 58% is just not good enough. And I don't know if that's hoofball as much as it is because we've tried to go through the floor. Maybe it's just, we're not connecting. We're not connecting. And we've seen them do it before. I don't have an explanation. Grub ball by both. Kim always summarizes my ramblings. Long throw in, straight out of play. Max with it, looking to play it forward. Max sends it back. Headed out. We'll get another throw in, this time from inside the midfield stripe. Oof. Cleared forward by Sutton. Boyle heads it back. Are we able to secure something here? Boyle gets it low, heads it down, and we've got control. Luke Young plays it forward, not far enough, goes over to Bolton, and it gets cleared away, and they're able to get it. Young with the tough tackle frees that one up. Young has been a tackling machine, stealing possession for us, and that's, I think, the third that he's been able to go and grab. Duke Edmond clears it back out of danger and Boyle's over to collect at midfield strike. My assessment on Bolton is an interesting one. Is he has pace and class to do amazing things, but he's just lots of silly mistakes. Is there some nice little interplay, cross into the box, looking for Palmer, far end, can't get there as he's battle. It's down, Cannon, deflection, stopped, blocked, scream for a handball there, not given. I think that one is less likely to be given if the one against McLean wasn't given. That wouldn't. But blocked down, that was a screamer from Cannon. I'd like to see the behind the net view on that. Bolton dancing, skips it forward. It's there. Elliot Lee scores! Elliot Lee! Beautiful little play by Bolton to flick it over to Lee. Lee comes around the right-hand side, drives it forward, put us up 2-1 late in the game. Elliot Lee, and I got something for you.
The other day, he said to me, "I've seen a white belly, so I am. He goes by the name of
Woo! Oh, that was a good one. 2-1, and we've got 5 minutes plus the injury time, and there's probably going to be at least 3 minutes. Hope that video worked. No spoilers. You should be ahead of us, Scott. We're watching with me. They're singing you can hear the song going on replay as Here Comes Subs for Sutton. Mendy's going to draw in as well, so we're going to do subs for both sides here. Oh, I went the wrong way on the scoreboard. Sorry. There we go. Let's get stuck in and take the 3 points here. I would like to see the replay on that one again, just to confirm, but it was Bolton, I think, it gets the assist on that one, playing it over to Lee. I didn't think he had a lot of space. He was in on a tight angle. So Bolton going to be replaced by Mendy. Sorry, I'm going to make mistakes there, but that was a lot. Elliot who? Indeed. He goes by the name of Elliot Lee. The Wrexham fans resounding through the Sutton, whatever they call it, the community stadium. Something or other community stadium. To sing his glory. Long ball in. Boyle there, able to fend it away. Nobody there to pick up Jackson, who's pulling it over to the right-hand side. Duke looks across, doesn't. Duke across, doesn't. Jackson, he'll get the cross into the box, going to the far post, headed away. I don't like this park the bus mentality. We got Palmer and Young now. Palmer's all the way drawn back to about 20 yards in. Deflected out, and Willen comes back to collect, gets it to Palmer. Can we get a clear? Drawn back to Mendy. Mendy spinning, turning, back to Ogonkwo, allowing everybody to move forward. So smart play there because we may be able to get possession here. But Ogonkwo does his standard kick it out of play. The guess on the amount of extra time, my bet. Ooh. What am I going to go with on my bet here? I still didn't see that league. Oh, was it Palmer? No, it was Lee. That replay was garbage because I didn't see a damn thing. I'm going to guess 3. We've had Evans go down. We've had a number of subs. We've had 2 goals. 3, maybe 4. Ogonkwo with it. Tuesday night, just shy of 1,000 Wrexham fans in Sutton. That's impressive. South London travel support, it's all there. Palmer not able to get that, and so Sutton knocks it down, and here they look to come forward. 88th minute. Cannon knocks it down, gets it to Young. Well done, and we're going to get a throw out of that one. Well done by Young and Cannon to battle through and get possession off of that one. Matt says 6. And that's a clearance bounced off of Mullen's head, and he's able to run forward and put pressure into the corner flag. And it goes for a goal kick. Well, we'll find out shortly here. 30 seconds. I said 3. We've got a shout for 4. We got Matthew saying 6, which means it'll be 5. Wrexham fans are into it now. This is the loudest it's been, which I get. 2-1 up. Ogonkwo coming out to collect that. Well done. That's the right call. Lies down under the threat there. We need the win. We need the win. Mansfield scored 9. Got a hat trick that happened in that game all on the 0 minute. Ogonkwo gets it out. 5 minutes. That's I said 3. The other person said 4. Matthew says 6. So you split the middle. Go with 5. Well done, team. As collectively we can get the answer. Sutton with it, moving it forward just across the midfield stripe over to Jackson on the right-hand side. Jackson draws it back to the center backs. Kizzy with it, left-hand side. That'll be Good Life. Switches on to the left side. Hart looking forward. He came on for Malarkey. And that was smashed off of Luke Young and goes for a throw-in. 5 seconds stolen as they bring it back to Goodliff, and now are they looking for the switch over on the right? That was a bad first touch, and almost nicked, and it will get nicked. And so now Palmer's on the mad run. He's onside. He has to be onside. He just gets it towards, and it, no support, gets pulled down. McLean's up there now. Lee's up there now, and they push it forward, and here comes Duke Edmond going the other side. Switch is on to the left-hand side. Three and a half to go Mendy flicks it out and it goes for a throw. This will be one that they can throw into the box if they wish. Desperate. Do the job. Do the task. Take it home. Let's go back with 3 and let's focus on the next. Near post, thrown down, flicked up over top. It's there, cleared, hammered, and Ogonkwo with the save.
After a Okonkwo, in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo, on loan from Arsenal.
I muted it. I'm muted. Look at the screen. Sorry, I hit the mute button so that the Ogonkwo thing wouldn't, the Ogonkwo video wouldn't repeat. I got to get better with the practice. That's a new addition and my fault. I was just going to say that was hilarious to see. So O'Cannon, great work by Mullen in the corner to be able to spin that one back around and get the throw. Then great work as well to be able to free that one up to with Cannon and nothing given. Cannon and Young interplay to be able to get the ball free. Then we get the clearance and Goodlife just follows and hooks it out. We're 45 seconds away and we've taken away a minute by 3 smart defensive plays. And there's the cross. Cleworth clears it away, headed down into the dangerous area, and McLean comes out and clears it, and Lee with it. He's got Mullen and Palmer. Well done. We've got bodies up front. Mullen with it. He's got Lee. Put that home. Oh, he tried to nurse it in and didn't get it. Well done by Buzanas coming out, and he tried to nurse it up over top, and he couldn't get there. And here they come 12 seconds to the 5-minute mark and knocked out. That should be a throw to us unless they call a foul. Oh, they're going to give the throw into them. How did Lee miss that? Well done on the counter, though, but just unfortunate with the finish from Lee. I was looking forward to playing it again, and this time not muting myself. Whistles from the crowd trying to get it as it's into the penalty area, cleared away. There it is. 3 points. Woo. The 4-game losing streak is over. I don't want to spend too much time looking at things as what's going to happen now for the first time is we're going to jump over to the after 90 minutes. Matthew Jones from Racecourse Ramble is going to join us. You can join from either my channel down below. Go to the live. You'll find it. You'll find it when we're live. Matthew will find it there. I'm going to take 5-10 minutes maybe to just cue some things up, make sure things are working in the background. So make your way over there when the stream goes up there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Brendan, for the flop counter. W and G for putting everything up there. Vince for buying the 5 memberships again. For those of you who picked them up, congratulations to you. I see G Zone, you're one of them based on everything that's there. So let's everybody jump over. If you have comments, there will be a link. You want to join us to chat about the game, you can go ahead and do that as we're shaking hands and celebrating an ugly 2-1 win, but you'll take ugly 2-1 wins. Thanks for being here. Just win, baby. We'll let that one be the one that sends us out. Thanks, Tom. Join us over after 90 minutes coming up in just a moment. Cheers. Where are we going? After 90 minutes. After 90 minutes. Racecourse Ramble has a link to the stream. I have a link to the stream. Matthew and I will both be there, welcoming you to come and join us to chat, quarterback this, bring in whoever has an opinion on the game. We can talk about what this looked like, what it was, where we're going, and hopefully there's some people from Sutton or from Wrexham who maybe don't join regularly who will join that. So we'll send the tweets out. We'll get everything queued. Join us